Hakadosh Erev Tov, Masechet Taanit of Zayin Amud Aleph. Amar Rabbi Avhu. We're starting on the second line. Amar Rabbi Avhu says Rabbi Avhu. Gadol Yom HaGeshamim Yom Tchiyat HaMetim. Geshamim is even greater than Tchiyat HaMetim. But by Tchiyat HaMetim, it's only for tzaddikim. By the Geshamim, by the rain, it's going to be whether it's good for tzaddikim, whether it's good for the Shayin. Upliga de Rav Yosef, this argues on Rav Yosef, Damar Rav Yosef, says Rav Yosef. Yeah, 7a, top, second line.
You're returning to 7a.
Yes.
Yeah,
So says this argues on Rav Yosef. It says Rav Yosef, since it's equal to Tchiyat HaMetim, they fixed it in the bracha of Tchiyat HaMetim, meaning they fixed the entire concept of Geshamim in the bracha of Mechayei HaMetim. Okay, Amar Rav Yehuda, says Rav Yehuda, Gadol Yom HaGeshmin Kayom Shenitna Bo Torah. Look how great is the rain, like the day that the Torah was given, as it says in the pasuk, Ya'arov Kamata Lechi, Tizar Kedam Nativ and Lekach La Torah. Lekach is Torah. So you see from here that Moshe Rabbeinu is equating the Limud Torah to Geshamim, to Yiridat Geshamim. Rava comes and he says, Yoter miyom shenitna bo Torah, even more than that which the Torah was given. Let's go. So says the Gemara. Yeah? Says the Gemara. Rava comes and he says, Yoter miyom shenitna bo Torah. The Gadol Yom HaGeshamim is even more than the day which the Torah was given. Meaning it's not the same, it's even greater. Geshamim is even greater, more than the day the Torah was given. But it says in the pasuk, Ya'arov Kamata Lechi, who's going to be dependent upon me? Katam Bagadol. I would say that the child is always going to be dependent upon the elder, which means that the smaller one is always going to be, it's the son goes with the father. The father doesn't go with the son. So therefore, that's why we said that obviously it has to be that the Torah is even secondary to the rain. That's what we're trying to say over here. Rava comes and he has a contradiction. In what is the explanation? Meaning, do you say that the Torah is equal to rain, or do you say that it's the opposite? Right? That it's going to be that the matar is even greater. So he says, in Tamich Chacham Agunu, Katal, Vimlav, Orfeu Kamatar. If it's a Tamich Chacham Agun, which means it's a Tamich Chacham, which is very good, proper, Katal. So then you have to act like him, like Tal. What is Tal? Tal comes down to Nachar, it's due, it's always good. But if not, if he's a Tamich Chacham Shenogun, Orfeu Kamatar, kill him. Like the Geshem, which comes down Bekoach, don't learn from him. That's what he says. Tanya, we learned in the Braita, Ya Rabbi Bena'ah Omer. Rabbi Bena'ah used to say, Kol osek b'Torah lishma, anybody that's going to be osek b'Torah lishma, Torato na'aseh lo sam hayim. His Torah becomes to him like a remedy, like a potion, right? Like a potent of what? Of chayim, of life. Shenemar et chayim v'asakim ba. Ve'omer, and it says, Rifut ti l'sharecha. Ve'omer, and it says, which means it's going to be a refuah to your belly button, which means kimoti matzah chayim. Anybody that finds me will find life. But if you're not going to learn Torah lishma, na'aseh lo sam hamavet, it becomes beneno, becomes ra'al, poison. Shenemar, it says, Ya'arov kamata lechi ben arifah el arug la'ariga. Right, the glarufa. What is the lashon of arifa? Shneimar ve'arfu shamet ha'edarim. They cut off the guy's head. They cut off the animal's head, which is a glarufa. Elmaleh Rabbi Yirmiyah, Rabbi Zera says Rabbi Yirmiyah to Rabbi Zera, leiti more litnei bechavod. Give us a Tvar Torah. Elmaleh, he says, Chalash li Bible. I'm very weak. I can't. So Lema Mamita Dagata. Tell us a story. Elmaleh, he told him, Achi Rabbi Yochanan. This is what Rabbi Yochanan says. Mai dichtivu l'nei b'pasuk Adam etz hasadeh. That a person is etz hasadeh. He says, Ma v'chi Adam etz hasadeh. What? Do you think a human being is an etz hasadeh? But rather, since it's written, that you're going to eat from it and you're not going to cut it down. And it's written, that you're going to come, you're going to destroy it, and you're going to destroy it completely. What's the case then? But are you supposed to eat from it, not eat from it, destroy it, not destroy it? What's going on? So he says, if it's a Tamich Chamagun, eat from him, meaning learn Torah from him. Right? Don't cut him down. But if not, you cut him down, you're not going to eat from him. You're not going to learn Torah from him. Amar Rabbi Chama, Rabbi Chanina, says Rabbi Chanina, what does it mean? Barzel bebarzel yachad, that you put two metals together to sharpen themselves. You just like this barzel, the metals, the iron. One of them is mechad the it's going to sharpen the other one. So two tamidei chachamim mechadin zet balacha, they sharpen each other with halacha. Amar Rabbi Chana says Rabbi Chana, why is divrei Torah compared to fire? Shneimar says that these are the words of these are my words of Hashem, which is like a fire. To tell you, just like a fire is not going to be lit by itself. So two divrei Torah are not going to be by themselves. That there's going to be a sword to the badim v'no'alu, and they're going to be, what does that mean? This is going to be a sword on the enemies of Talmidei Chachamim. Remember, it's a euphemism. Sagina hor for the Talmidei Chachamim themselves. They're going to be learning Torah by themselves. So that's going to be number one. Cherev. Why? Because they're learning Torah by themselves instead of learning bechabura. When they learn betzavta, when they learn together in a group, they learn much more Torah. Not only that, they become tipshim, become foolish. Not only that, but they sin also. So you have cherev, tipshim, and sinning. Or if you want, you could also answer another pasuk. So therefore, from the two different leshonot, you learn Noalu is talking about a tipshut of sin. Why is divrei Torah compared to wood? Shneimar says in a pasuk, it's a wood of tree. It's a tree of life for the people that grab onto it. To tell you, just like an etz, you take a small fire, a small wood to make a big wood, right? To make a big fire, right? So to Talmidei Chachamim, you take the small ones, they sharpen the bigger ones. And that's what Rabbi Hanina says. I learned a lot from my rabbis. I learned more from my friends. I learned from my talmidim even more than what I learned from my rabbis. Rabbi Hanina bar Papa Arami. Hanina bar Papa came and he asked a contradiction. It's written, the contradiction is, do you bring the water to the person that's thirsty, or do you bring the person that's thirsty to the water? Which one do you do? If it's a talmid, now it's not the talmid chacham, we're talking about the talmid. So if it's a talmid, a student, which is proper, bring the water to him, meaning teach him. But if not, he has to come to the water. Don't bring the water to him, but rather he has to come to the water. Came and he has a contradiction. It's written that your spring should sprout out forwards outside, and then it's another pasuk saying that it should be for you by yourself. So he says the same thing. If it's a talmid agun, teach him, right? Teach him sitre Torah, teach him the secrets of the Torah. But if not, it should be by yourself. Don't start teaching him different things. Why? He's not fitting for it. Amar Rabbi Chanina bar Adi says, why is it divrei Torah compared to water? Tichtiv says in a pasuk, Hoi kolza melech ulemayim. Whoa, kolza, he says, what does that mean? You're going to come and bring it to the water. To teach you. Just like water, it's going to go from a high place to a low place. So to divrei Torah, so to divrei Torah are only going to be exactly. So to the divrei Torah are going to be mitkaimim in somebody that is very humble. The Amar of Oziel says, why is divrei Torah compared to three different liquids? Mayim, yain, chalav, water, wine, and milk. That's the water. Which is the yain v'chalav. So it says go in and buy it, and it's not going to be without any money. And this is talking about wine and milk. To teach you, just like these three liquids, they are only going to be established in pachot shebeklim, which means the worst of the utensils. So to divrei Torah, so to divrei Torah are only going to be mikayim in something that's going to be very humble. Just like the daughter of the Kesar told Rabbi Yeshua ben Chananya, he says, what? You have such a great chokhmah, it's in such an ugly utensil. Elmaleh, he told her, he says, what? Your father puts, wine in these, earthenware utensils. Elmaleh, she told him, so what do you want us to put in it? Elmaleh, he says, what? You guys are so important, or so chashuv. Put it in gold and silver. So she went and she told her father. So they put it in gold and silver utensils, and it went off. Right, when rotten. So they went and they told him, so he told his daughter, who told you this? She said, so could you, they called him over. They told him, why did you tell my daughter like this? He said, whatever she told me, I told her. She told me that it's a chokhmah mefuara and an ugly utensil. I told her you have wine in ugly utensils. So says the Gemara, the daughter of the Caesar asked, they're handsome people that they also learn Torah. Says if they would hate the beauty, they would actually be much more learned. 7b. Another explanation. Just like these three liquids, they become pasul. They become disqualified with hesach hadat, which means you don't pay attention to it, whether it's going to be water, wine, or milk. So to divrei Torah, so to divrei Torah, they're going to be forgotten if you don't pay attention to it. Look how great Geshamim is, just like the day that Shamayim va'aretz was created. Shneimar b'tzedek b'pasuk barifu Shamayim mimanu shchagim yizru tzedek tifrach eretz v'yitru yesher u'tzedaka tzmiach yachad ani Hashem berativ. Beratim lo ne'emar. It doesn't say beratim that I created them in plural, ela berativ, but rather the individual. What does that mean, individual? So the kavanah is only the geshem which is coming down from the individuality. Amar Voshia says over Shia, Kadol Yom Geshamim Shafilu Yeshua Parav. Do you know how great Geshamim is, that even Yeshua's salvation comes from the Geshamim? Why? Because it says in the pasuk Tifrach Eretz V'Yifru Yesher, which means that when it starts raining, that's when the salvations come. Why? Because it's a time of goodwill. Et Ratzon, HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes, He's giving rain. Ask for all the good things also as well. Amar B'Tanchum Al Chaninai says B'Tanchum Al Chaninai Ena Geshamim Yordim Ela Imken Yichalim Noter Shel Yisrael. When Geshamim are going to come down, it means that they forgave the sins of Israel. Shneimar says the pasuk, Hatzita Hashem Artzecha, Hashem wanted your land. So then that's why He gave rain. Shavta Shviti Hakon Tzad Mecha, and then He carried the burden of your sin. Kisita Chotam Sela, and He covered over all your sins. So Elmaleh Zirim Diavat LeRavina says Zirim Diavat LeRavina. Atu Mehacha Matzitala. You guys bring it from that pasuk. Ana Mehacha Matzitala, but we bring it from another pasuk in Melachim. Ve'ata Tishma Shamayim Tzalata LeChatat Avadecha ve'Amecha Yisrael. You heard the Shamayim and you forgave the sins of your servants and Amecha Yisrael, and then you gave Matar Al-Artzecha, and then you gave rain on the land. Says the son of Rabbi Ish Kvarako, the rain is going to stop only if Chas v'Shalom, which means that Soneim Shel Yisrael, again the enemies of Israel, but it's euphemism. Klaya, if they were chayav klaya, destruction. It says in Pasuk Siyah, which is Chorb Yovesh, which means drought or and being like dry. Gam chom yigzelu mimeh shelek. So then it's going to come and it's going to take away from the mimeh shelek, from the rains and from the snow. Sheol chatau. And then it's until Geinam they sinned. So you see from here that means they actually came and they sinned so much. You guys brought it from over there. You guys learned it from that pasuk. We learned it from another pasuk. From there it says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to tzad et hashamayim v'lo yamatar. There's not going to be rain. And v'vatemera, you're going to be destroyed. Amar Rav Chasta says Rav Chasta, Ena Geshamim netzarim lev'shil bitul trumot masrot. Geshamim is going to be stopping only because of bitul trumot masrot. Shneimar says in pasuk, Tziyah gam chom yigzelu mimeshelek. My mashma, what is it mashma? Tanu lev'shmeim v'shvil dvarim shetziviti etchem mimot hachama. For the things that I commanded you during the mimot hachama, which is what is tziyah? Tziyah tziva, not tziyah, tziva. That means I commanded you during the summertime to come and give trumot masrot. Because you didn't do it, v'lo asitehem, yigazu mikem mimeshelek. So then in the wintertime, mimot geshamim, it's going to be taken away from you. What is that? The rain. Amar B'Shimon Pazi says, B'Shimon Pazi, Ena Geshamim Netzarim B'Shvil Misaper L'Lashon Hara. The Geshamim are only going to be stopping because of Misaper L'Lashon Hara. Shneimar says, P'suk Ruach Tzifon Techolel Geshem, Ufanim Nezignon Shon Sate. What does that mean? When the Ruach Tzifonit, when the northern wind is going to take away the Geshem, the Ananim of the Geshem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to show Panim Shel Za'am, Panim Nizamim. That means a face of anger, right? And with this, He stops the rain. Why? Because of Lashon Sate, because of the people that are speaking and hiding behind the people's backs. That's Lashon Sate. Amar of Salah, says of Salah name of Huna, the Geshamim are going to be stopped because the people which are as if panim, they have audacity, chutzpah. Shneimar says the pasuk b'imanu revivim markosh lo haya metzach isha zona haya lecha. He says that it's going to stop the rain. Why? Because the person had a metzach isha zona, because he had a forehead, right, of a harlot, of a woman that she's a harlot, and therefore that's why it stopped rain. So Amar Salah Mununa kol adam sheshos zapanim anybody that has a zupanim, sof nikshal b'avera, he's going to do an avera at the end. Shneimar says the pasuk metzach isha zona haya lecha me'anta yikalem. That a person has a metzach isha zona. Rav Nachman Amar, he already did the avera. Not that he's going to do an avera in the future. He already did the avera. Shneimar says haya lecha. He already had it. Lo nemar yeh lecha, you will be for him. Amar Huna said Huna. Anybody that has a zut panim, you're allowed to call him a rasha. What does that mean? That you're going to call him a rasha in front of him, in his face.
You will have the audacity to do it.
Exactly. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak says, not only are you allowed to call him a rasha, you're allowed to hate him. It says in the pasuk, which means you're going to hate him. Have a wonderful